Hi, I'm Mary Ann Benetti, and today I'm going to tell you 3 tips for growing bromeliads. Now, this is a bromeliad. It's a tropical plant from South America, usually sold as a house plant. So I usually find mine in the house plant section of like a big box store or a garden center. Now, the reason I like to use bromeliads outdoors is because they're so colorful, low water use, and you can use them by your front door that's in the shade. A lot of us have front doors that are shaded and protected, and this gives a lot of color without a lot of sun. So let me start with our 3 things. Number 1, bromeliads like the shade. They're going to burn in full sun. So this is a great area under a porch or a shaded situation. Also, because bromeliads don't like frosty weather, close to the house, they're going to be avoiding that light frost that we get even in the desert where I am right now in my winter garden. I got to tell you this, I'm using bromeliads near my front door down here in California in the winter, but I also use bromeliads near Seattle in my summer garden. I use them in my very shaded patio as well. So the second thing besides shade is leave them in their pots. The reason is that bromeliads have very shallow roots. In fact, in the wild, in the jungle, they'll even grow on the trunks of trees. So you want to leave them in their original pot because that will keep you from overwatering, and they just don't like their roots disturbed. So what happens when you leave them in their pot? You want to have them be more decorative? Well, what I do is I simply set them inside a larger pot, leave them in the original pot, and then I will cover the rim of the pot with a mulch. I'm using wine corks here, just because I like the whole recycle, reuse thing. And wine corks are great because they still allow, air and water to get around the plant. It kind of gives it a cool look. So the goal here is simply to hide the rim of the pot. So the reason we're leaving that bromeliad in the pot, it has shallow roots. You don't want to overwater. How do you water bromeliad? Well, my tip is to use bottled water that you know does not have fluoride in it. Bromeliads are rather sensitive to tap water that has fluoride, and the way that you water is really kind of special. Instead of watering the roots, remember, bromeliads have shallow roots that rot easily, you water from the top. And what I'm doing, I'm filling this cup down here. This cup that's formed by the whirl of leaves, and that cup, when I see that that cup has water in it, the bromeliad has enough water. So I will probably water these maybe once every 2 weeks is all. And if I see that the water has evaporated, I will just add more water from the top, letting the water trickle down and fill this cup down here. That way I don't have to worry about rotting the roots. I won't be overwatering, but I'm still creating the humidity, and this is the way the bromeliad is watered in the wild, and this is the way you water at home. So I want you guys to consider using bromeliads as container gardens in the front door, but also, hey, I've got a little rock garden that I just use some bases in to give heights, and I like just poking the bromeliads right into the gravel in their original pots, and it adds color that way as well. This has been Mary Ann Benetti with easy answers for great gardens.